Kindly confirm whether my screen is visible for you, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So, is anyone completed with your resume part? I asked you to create a resume using this table, right? Have you tried anyone? So we were talking about this multimedia, right? So we can just go on to the multimedia. And graphics is remaining block level and this. Okay. Right. So let me create one folder here. This is actually I got laptop from my one of my friend. So I'm facing little bit issue with my laptop. Okay. Let me create one folder. So HTML dummy folder. I'll open the folder. E drive HTML. So let me create one new file. Let me give index.html. Okay. So first we can get the template for this doc type HTML and then everything. And once we done this, so now, so on the day we discussed about the audio element, right? So today we will discuss about the video element, the same thing. So here also we have a different extensions. Okay. So video file will not be the same extension. So it will have a different extension and it has a different quality. So that is the reason we have a different multiple extensions in this video format, right? So here also the video, the parent element, and the parent element is video, and the child element is going to be source src, and the file name which you are going to include. You can give the file name here and the type. So type is equals to here we need to give it is a video format and the extension. So we need to download some file from the online. So let me video sample file. I'm sorry for that, guys. This is actually, it's not my PC. I'm sorry. So it is showing something else. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so here I'm just pasting the video or really sorry. So better would be okay. So this is my file, and let me also paste it here. Or I can drag it here. Let it be. Okay. So now we can. So what are the other things we can do? So we have given the source file and the type and the what is the extensions we have given. So MP4 is my extension. So if you save this, and what are the other things we can give it in the audio? In the audio files, we can give the controls, and then what is the width? So width I can give some 100 pixels. Okay, and the height is going to be some 100 pixels. To display the video, I definitely need width and the height, right? So let me, it's in a DE drive, right? So let me go with the Go Live. Actually, here it is taking some time to load. That's why it is showing like this. Okay. So, so this is how, the video will be displayed. It is 100 to 100 pixels. Clear? So the next is, so you can also try it on your system. If you have your system next to you, you can try this. And next concept we will see about SVG and the canvas. So this is nothing but the topic is you can try with the other extension students because here it is it is lagging. So better you know the concepts, right? You just try it on your PC. So the next is, one second, let me check whether it's recording. Okay. So now we can let me increase this. Okay. So now we can see about the graphics. So in HTML also we can do graphics. How we are doing it in the other softwares that we can't do, but we can create some images or we can make something using HTML. Here we do bits of the things, the technology we are using, HTML forms. It is used for rendering the graphics. Okay, that is called. So one is called as SVG, and the another one it is called as canvas. Here, the SVG is scalar, scalar vector graphics. Okay, and the canvas is the another graphics thing, technology. So first we will talk about this SVG. So SVG, so you may ask this question whether it will be asked in the interview. This will be included in interview. Example, dot SVG file. Okay, so dot SVG file is an image file. So you will be creating a image file. So using this SVG, scalar vector graphics. So what is a very important and difference between this SVG and Canvas? So SVG. So first we will talk about the vector based. So it is a vector based. So what is called a vector based? The vector based means it's a graphics format. So which means the images are described using the mathematical equations. Okay, so this is entirely using the mathematical that is equations. So this allows them to resize without losing a data. If your data should not be lost, then you can go with this what scalar vector graphics. So losing without losing. Once again, students. So without losing a quality. So that will be the first point using a vector based. And what is the next one? So next one is a DOM element. What is this DOM element? DOM element means this SVG graphics are represented by document object model. This is entirely, manipulated using what? DOM means it will be manipulated using a JavaScript. Okay, so that is an additional advantage here. And the third one is resolution independency. Resolution independencies. Independencies means the SVG is a vector base. It is the resolution independent. So it looks like crisp and clear. Your icons, whatever the icons you are going to create it for your company purpose. So that will be crisp and clear. Yes, student. Sorry, ma. Any questions? So it will be crisp and clear. Is my screen is visible? It is very clear, right? You face if you're not if this is not clear for you, please let me know. Okay, so don't be silent. Okay, and then why we are going for the crisp and clear? So if example, just think you are an employee, you are going to be design your page, right? So obviously you're gonna work with the logos and the other icons. So logos and the other icons you should create using the scalar vector graphics. Okay, you will be giving tasks. That is, the interview person will be giving you a task to create a website. So at the time you can see this dot svg file. Okay, so this is entirely used for logos or icons, or we can say for the other scalable graphics. Clear? And the interactivity. What is the interactivity? The interactivity means the animations through the DOMs. So that can also be done. So dynamic behavior. Okay, so these are the important points you have to know about the SVG. So next is what is Canvas. So and how to create the file or the code using this SVG. Let's see that. So if I'm going to create a SVG, so SVG is an element, the parent element you should use. And what is the width of it? Example, let me give the width to be something like 100 and the height is going to be, let's say 100. Okay, this is my parent element. So inside this, width and height, I'm going to create some object. So let's say I'm going to create or draw a circle. So let me give a circle as my a child element. And what are the coordinate points I need to draw a circle? So x and y and the r, right? So cx is equals to, it's going to be, I'm just giving like 50, and then cy is equals to 50. And the radius I definitely need. So using a compass, how you can draw a circle? So you'll be keeping one point and then you draw a circle, right? The radius. So radius, it is going to be 40. And a stroke. Stroke is nothing but the color of a pencil, we can say. A color of a pencil, I need black. And then stroke width. Stroke width means the pencil sharpness. Okay. So the stroke width, 3. I'm just giving it as 3. And fill. What is the color you want to fill? Let me give a red. So this is going to be a self-closing, tag. So better we can remove this. We know what is the difference between self-closing and what is empty element, container element, right? So that's all. So let's run this. So that's going to be the difficult part. Fine. Better I can open the file here itself. Hmm. Okay. So like this, you will be getting a circle. Clear? So you can see the clarity of this picture. Okay. So next is we can move on to what is Canvas. So Canvas is the another type of a graphics technology. So what are the points? Let's see. Raster graphics. So this is called as what? Raster graphics. The SVG is a vector base. This is a raster. What is called raster? Raster means, it involves drawing a pixel by pixel onto the bitmap. Okay. So it will do like pixel by pixel onto a bitmap. So it could, lead some loss of quality. So that is possible here. And here a JS drawing API has been used. Okay, what is this? This is to, accessible through JavaScript. You can use the API to draw the shapes. You can use the API. Using this, what is API? API is application programming interfaces. So today, mostly students, I'm not able to ask question because I'm using a mobile to talk and I'm just using this, laptop. So it is a little bit lagging. So that's why. Okay. Okay. So JS drawing. So using that API, we can, draw the shapes and images, and we can manipulate the pixels on canvas. Okay. So API to draw the shapes and images and manipulate. You can also try, students, you can try with images and the shapes, how we can draw it. Okay. And pixel manipulation. So what is called pixel manipulations here? Okay. A pixel manipulation in the sense, it's, suitable for the complex and pixel level manipulations. We can go with this. Okay. So pixel level will be controlled. Control is necessary. And here we don't have any no DOM elements being used. So these are the some features of this canvas. So let's draw something on this canvas. So canvas element. Okay. So in the canvas element here we will use the API, right? So let me give or let me create the ID. So ID is going to be canvas and the width is going to be something 100 and the height. But for this one, you should know some knowledge about JavaScript. Then only you can understand because we will include JavaScript here, a JavaScript coding, because it is not defaultly having a DOM element, right? So we need to include the DOM element in the canvas. But in when you talk about SPG, so it is already it has a DOM element, so it can be manipulated using JavaScript. Clear? So let's give the height of 100. And so this is my canvas. Okay. So next I will create a script element. Script element we will see later in JavaScript detailedly. So just understand now what it is. Here I'm creating const canvas. So document. So here we don't have a document element. So I'm creating it document element by ID, my canvas. Then again, I'm creating one more thing. So as of now, I've created an element ID. I have created it. That is, I'm just selected this element ID. The next step is I'm going to, give some context on it. So context is equals to a canvas. The whatever the object name we have given, canvas dot get a context. So this a little bit you feel difficult. Why? Because we, as of now, we didn't complete JavaScript, right? So it somewhat you feel hard. So, and then I'm going to draw some arc. Okay. So the arc is 50 comma 50 comma something 40 comma 0 comma 2 into I'm adding a math value. There is I'm adding some the inbuilt methods math.api, sorry, pi, and now we are going to draw it. So using a for draw, we need to use the stroke method, and then I need to fill. So you can see how much it is going to be the different, right? So what are the major difference you can see? Context dot fill style is equals to red context dot long. Okay, that's all. So let's see the output. Saved it. Yeah. So you can see the difference between this and this. You can see. So the canvas image is not at all clear, right? But when you look at the SVG, it is so clear. So whenever you work in an organization as a static developer or that is a front end developer, you can create the logos or the images. Whether if it is going to be very clear, then you can go with a .svg file. Okay. So moreover, just don't go with the this one now. That is canvas. Clear, everyone? Any doubts as of now? Any questions, ma? Clear? Is it clear? Can I get some response? So now we have completed with multimedia and the graphics. So then we can move with the other thing that is called as block level. I think block level element we need to see. So this is yeah. So what is the block level element and what is inline element? I don't know whether I have discussed this with you. So compulsory interview questions will be coming with this, block level and inline element. Okay, let's see what it is. So block level element, the question will be asked like this. Can you give me some three examples for block level, or can you give me some three examples for this inline element? So this will be the questions, okay, if it is going to be the MCQ. So let's see how we can do it. Okay. Now, example, I'm creating one head. Okay. So this is my heading. Let's give the block level element is my heading. The next is H2. Um, so this is give it in the span element. So later tell you what is span element. Okay. Inline element. And here I'm adding some styles. Style is equals to a background color. Let's say yellow. We can go with some other. Just typing the things, then we'll discuss about it. Okay. So let me give violet. Here, let me give the style is going to be a font size of some 80 pixels. Okay. So now we can see the output. Okay, so this is a block level element and this is an inline element. So what you can understand from this, students? Can I know what you guys can understand from the previous one and this one? Block level and inline element. So let me tell you the example. Okay, so I'll just detail explain you this. And then you need to tell me what are the, I'll just show you some output. You need to tell me whether it is going to be block level or inline element. Okay. So see here, block level element means it will occupy the entire space. The entire row, it will be occupied when it comes to a block level element. But in case of inline element, what happens is it just takes the necessary width, the span element, right? So in the second example, inside the heading element, I mentioned a span element. In the span element, I have given the background color is to be a blue violet, right? So what happens? So it is just taking the necessary width. It is not going to occupy the entire row. So that is the difference between a block level and the inline element. So let's say I can give you, here's your block level element means it occupies a necessary width. But when it comes to inline, sorry, I'm sorry. It occupies a full width, or we can say entire row. But if it is going to be inline, it occupies only the necessary one. So this is the difference between this block level and inline element. Clear? Any questions? So now I'm going to ask you the question. Okay. So what is the question is? Okay, so what is the question is? Let's say I'm creating one anchor. HRAF is equals to whatever it may be. You have to tell me whether it is going to be an inline or block level element. Okay. So AMG SRC is equals to, I need one image. Uh, okay, let me get it from online. So let me copy the image link and I'll add it here. And also I add the then style is equals to width of 100 and then height is going to be 100 pixels. That's so where is the edge? So now I will refresh this. So guys, can you tell me whether it is going to be inline or block level element, image and the this one? What is image and link? So it is a inline or block level element. What it is? Give me 1 minute. Yes, students, can you tell me? Yes, students, can you tell me? Yes, students, can you tell me? Sorry, ma. So can you tell me? I have created link under the image. So it is going to be a inline or block level element. So just give your answers in the chat box, students. I need a verification because this is a very important interview question. Which is going to be the block level, Narayanan? A link and image. Yes, I got one block level and the another inline. So what about the other students, Ma? Please respond. I need your response, students. Just put it in the chat box whether it is going to be inline or block level element. Yes, so both in link and the images is going to be what? An inline element. So now can you tell me a simple example for block level element? I need some two examples from you. Yes, ma'am. Can I get the answer for block level element, which is going to be occupy the entire row? Okay, better. I think you guys are not interested to answer. So let me tell you the answer. I can understand my system. I face some issue. That's why it is taking a long time to execute the things. Okay, okay, fine. I'll give you one more the example for this one. So inside the body element, let me give mm, the block level element example. Okay. So let me give a paragraph and H1 and a pre. Okay. So let's take, I'm giving again the same example we can consider. Okay. And here also we can take the same thing. Here, let's say heading. Another one is let's consider unordered list with list of elements. Okay. For each and everything, we need to add some style. So let me add border one for all the elements. And inside this, style is equals to some colors. Okay. Let me add background color red. For I'll just copy this and give some different colors for other elements. That's it. So whenever you want to find where the element is exactly placed, you can use a border property. Okay. So that's gonna help. Now we can see the green. That's all. Something is missing. What it is? Okay, fine. So now if we refresh, again see what about this HTML and CSS JavaScript? They have done some mistake. Background. So this has not been closed. Okay. So here you can see the heading elements. It occupies the entire row. So this is going to be a block level element. And next one is what it is. So the next is paragraph. So paragraph also taking the entire row. Am I right? And for the pre element, if it is going to be whatever the single line, or it is going to be multiple line, but again you can see it is taking the entire row. But if you look at this, this also list element and the unordered list, so it is taking the same thing. Clear? So everything is going to be what? It's going to be a block level element. So this is if the question is asked, give me some example, some 5 examples or 3 example for block level element, you can give all these examples. Clear? For inline element, you can give anchor, image, span element. Okay. So that's all about a block level element and the inline element. So now we can move on to the layout element. So how we can create a layout. So either we can go with the physical tags or we can also go with the semantic tags. So we can see how we can create a page using this, both semantic and the physical tags. Okay. So what is semantic tags? We already discussed, right? How we can create a semantic tags. So let's see with, first we'll just understand what is this. First is header element. Let me give some comments. Semantic elements. Semantic element is meaningful element is mostly used for the screen readers. Okay. So let's say header element. It represents the introductory content or the header of the page. So in a header of the page, what are the things we can give? We can give a logo, we can give the titles of a website, so that, and the navigations, right? That we can. And next is nav element. What is nav element? This represents a navigation menu. Okay. And then main element. So what is main element? It contains the main content of the page. And the article. So what is article? So article means independent piece of content. So these are some definition for this, okay? And what is aside? Aside element. So these are the main, again, it has some meaning. So that's why we are going to include in our page creation. Okay, the layout of the entire website. So aside, it represents, the content or whatever we need to define. So that will be in a aligned in one particular box, or we can say in left or the right container. Okay. And then next is footer. Okay, these are the some semantic elements we can specify. So now we can understand how we can create a page using this semantic element. Okay. So the first one, we can go with the creation of header. So in the header, um, I'm going to have some heading. Okay, let's say welcome to semantic element or a semantic page creation. Okay, this is my header part. So next is navigation. So in the navigation, I need some link. I need to provide some link, right? So let's give it as an unordered list. An unordered list, what is the child element? List of element. In a list of element, I need home, work, and contact. So obviously, I'll be using a href, right? So href, let's say I'm giving it as home. So this we already know how we can bookmark the page. So let me give the home as a name and let's copy this. Okay, I've created some three links. So let's see as of now how the page is looking. So that's all. Welcome to the semantic page creation in the home. Okay. So now let's move on to the code. The link already we have given. The next is I'm creating a main content. Okay. I'm going to create a content. So that contains a main content of the entire page. Okay. So let's give a main content. Inside this, let's create a sections. So we'll be having a different sections, right? Example, there we can have some articles about some images. How we can say like if we have a news, okay, news website or a news app. So what we can see the news blogs. A lot of newses will be displaying, right? So what is the heading and what is going to be the content? So each and everything will be displayed properly. So that's how inside the sections I'm going to create the heading. Let's say, what is the new update? Okay, Chennai flood. Okay, I'm just giving a news to be Chennai flood, and then I'm creating an article, or we can say it like Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. So inside the article, let's give the HT. The that is going to be the heading, but what is the subtopic and what is the image you're going to add, that we can give it inside the article. So article is independent piece of the content. Okay, and Uh, I'm going to add some independent content here. Let me give the article 1 and some paragraph. Still cyclone danger, or we can say like red alert. Like this, we are just adding some kind of information. Okay, cyclone 1. Okay, and then after this article, you can add multiple article like this to the other information, like some places you can mention, like can get Chennai cyclone. So for Tamil Nadu flood, we have a lot of informations, right? So that we can split it up like this. Again, with a normal flood. Okay. And then again, I have the another independent content for Tamil Nadu flood. So let's say mostly affected places. So that we can mention here. Um, the other places like what we can say. Patti, like there are a lot of places, you know, they got affected. So that we can mention. Yeah, like this separate articles we have created, and then finally I'm creating one footer. So inside the footer, let's give a paragraph and you can give the copyrights. So Amazon copy means you'll be getting that C symbol. Okay. So, semicolon and then 2023 cyclone updates by something we can say like mm, news app. Okay. So that's also here also we can change. Okay, so that's all we have added. So now we can check. So it is just going to be the structure, right? So we need to make it more presentable. So for that, what we can give? So we can add some inline style sheets that we can do. So how it is possible? Let's say, let's go to the body element. So inside the body element, let me add some style property. I hope everyone is with me. Okay, because of this system issue, I'm just, just keep on teaching instead of asking questions. Okay, but in between, if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Okay, so styles. In a style part, let me give the default. So mostly you need to give the margin to be 0. So margin is the space around the border. Okay, I don't want any space around the border. So let me give it as margin 0 and padding is going to be 0. And the background color, let me give. mm, okay. And then if you want some font family also, you can add it. Let me give some font family. Let's give it as a cursive. Where is cursive? Cursive. Okay, we have it. Mm, okay. So that's all. So we have added this. So let's check that page. So the background color will be appeared and the style has been changed. Okay. And next is we can add some, again the margins and the padding and the background color, we can change it for the header and the navigation and the main and the article section and aside and footer. So let's do for all the thing. For header, I'm just creating one style attribute. So I'm entirely doing it using a inline style sheet. When we learn about CSS, then we can apply it in a separate file. Okay, as of now, just understand how we are doing it using a semantic element. Okay, inside the style element, sorry, style attribute, I'm just mentioning a margin again. I don't want it. Margin is going to be 0, or let's say, yeah, 20 pixels. I need some space around the border and padding the space between the content and the border. I need some 20 pixels. Okay. And background color, I need white. Okay. The background color, let's give it as a white. So white means in a hexa code, I'm just giving it as FF. You can give it as a 6F, or you can, reduce it to or make it, simple like 3Fs. Both are same output you'll be getting. And then I can also give some border radius. Radius means it will cut at the edges, at the four sides. The border radius will be a little bit, it will become a blend. Okay, so that's why we are using a border radius. So border radius that we give a 5 pixels. Okay, and then let me give a box shadow. So if you're going to add some shadow, then you can give some box shadow. So first is x-axis and the another is y-axis. And then I want to spread it. Sorry, I want to blur it. So 10 pixels. And then RGBA. RGBA is red, green, blue. And then A means alpha. Alpha means the opacity value. So it starts from 0 to 1. If you're giving 0, that the content will not be shown. Okay, that is the color or whatever it may be. The color is not going to display. But if you give 1, it will show the entire color, whatever you're giving it in the RGB. Let's say I'm giving 0, comma 0, comma 0, commas minus 1. Sorry, 0, 0.1 means it gives black color. 0 means all red and green and blue is mixed together. It is in, black in color. So I'm not using any colors, right? So it is going to be 0, 0, 0. So 0.1 means um, some, opacity will be applied. It will not be transparent. It is non-transparent. Okay, so I'm just using the same style with the let me copy this and have it for navigation. And then I can also add it for main. And then section, articles. And then let's give it for, so hope I didn't add the aside. So let's give it for photo. That's all. Okay. And for the footer part, we can also add some more point here. Like I need a margin top to be of 20 pixels and the text should be aligned in center. So how you are playing with the properties, so how, that's how your page is going to be displayed. I'm sorry, I have added here. Cut this. So I'll be adding a background color. Already we have added, right? So let's skip this. Let's see. Yeah. So this is how your content, will be displayed like this. So see how it is going to be. So just using margin and padding values. You can also even add some images in between. Okay, so that also it will be looking good. So I can also add this article properties to the other articles also. So playing with the properties, you can see how the pages is displaying. When we can change the colors, if you want, you can change and check it. Clear, students, everyone, how to create a page using a semantic elements? Yes or no? Can I get some response from you? For a long time, I'm just speaking. Yes. Can I get some response? Everyone understood how you can create the page using a semantic elements? Yes or no? Give thumbs up or say yes or no. Students, are you there? Everyone? Thank you, Tejashni and Sunil, Prem. Okay, fine. Okay, Ma, I think we have completed the HTML part. I hope. Yeah, they have completed. So now this is a quiz time. You guys have to answer the question. So the main container for the TR tag, TD tag, and the TH tag is what? Tell me the answers. So it is going to be the option A or option B or C. Oh, I got the answers. Good. It's going to be what? Table.
Table,
Which
ma'am.
tag is okay, great, ma. So which tag is used to display the content in the same format as it was mentioned in the HTML file? It should be in a same format. Paragraph or pre, content and context. Sure. It's a I got some two answers. Okay, good. The B option. And third one, which tag is used to appear in a smaller size than the normal line? Normal line. And it is set slightly above it. It's slightly above it. Super or subscript? Yes, subscript, right? So which heading tag is the least important heading tag? This you guys already know. But can I get some response for this one? It's going to be H6. Okay. Which tag is used to create the hyperlink? Sometimes you guys feel difficult to answer this question. Just tell me what is going to be the answer. Which tag is used to create the hyperlink? I got one answer from Surya. Okay. No HRE of Tejashwini. Okay. So it is going to be anchor. Using anchor only, you will create a hyperlink. To mention the file path, then you can go with the href. That too, that is not a tag. That is a attribute. Href is an attribute in anchor tag. Clear? That's so these are the reference link. You can check it in the LMS. Students, give me 2 more days to get the LMS access for you. Okay, because of the batch creation, so we need some time. So totally, we have a lot of students, more than 150 students in the normal regular attendance. So give me 2 days, and then we can uh, start with the LMS part. You will be getting access. But till that, if you need any help, you can just tell me. I can also share it in the group. Okay. So that's all. We have completed HTML. So we can start with CSS part today. The downloaded file. 1 minute, students. Okay, ma. So 1 minute, it is loading. Okay, fine. Okay. So today we will continue with CSS. So we already know what a CSS means. Okay, so it is a cascading style sheet and it is used to represent the that is element data, that is or a content we can say. Okay. There are multiple properties we have, especially for the CSS, to make the element content in a different way. So learning objectives are, we'll see the different CSS selectors and the different types of CSS, box models, CSS position, list style, pseudo elements, transformations, animation, media queries, grid, and flex. Okay, so these are the different concepts we will understand. So first, before starting with CSS part, we can have a look on it. What it is going to be. CSS is a cascading style sheet. It is used to style the web page. Okay. And the cascading style sheets are fondly referred to as a CSS. The reason of using this is to simplify the process of making a web page presentable. Okay. So again, here we can see the work, the CSS work, the manipulation, how in the backend it is going to work. So load the HTML page and it is going to parse it and load CSS, or it will create the DOM tree. Okay. And the load CSS and parse CSS, it comes to create a DOM tree and finally it is displaying the output. And characteristics of CSS. 1 minute, students. So what are the characteristics of CSS? Maintenance. It is easy to maintain, changing in simple, single place will affect globally in your website. So no need to change every specific places. Okay, the maintenance will be very easy and time saving and support. So CSS is supported by all the browsers and search engines. Okay. And advantages of CSS and disadvantages. But if the question is asked in the interview term, so what we used to say is, what the CSS means cascading style sheet. That's it, and represent the data. But you can add something more, like what is advantages, disadvantages, and what are the features we have, and how it works for all the different topics. It is not only for CSS I'm talking about. So if the question asked related to JavaScript or Java or Spring Boot, or it is going to be React JS, whatever, you need to tell all these kind of things. Okay. Advantages of CSS is CSS is compatible with all the devices. And with help of CSS, website maintenance is easy and faster. And CSS support a consistent and spontaneous changes. CSS make the website faster and enhances the search engine capabilities to crawl the web pages. Okay. So moreover, what they are saying is easy and faster, and it is consistent and it is compatible with all the devices. Disadvantages is a lack of security. It doesn't have it. We cannot guarantee about the security in the CSS, and there is a cross-browser issue. If you design anything and check on the Chrome, it looks perfect, but when you check with the other browsers, let's say for you can also see it while we are executing, right? So if I'm executing on the Firefox, it is different. When I go with the Chrome, it is different, right? So yeah, so that is a problem too. And what are the types of CSS? Different types of CSS. The way we can represent. One is inline, the another one is internal, the third one is external CSS. Okay, so now we can create the internal and external CSS file. So let me create a body element inside this. Okay, body element. What we are discussing about CSS, right? So cascading style sheet. Okay, the cascading style sheet. Yeah. So there are three types we can include the styles. So one is called as inline, so which we already did in the semantic element, right? So inside the element itself, we need to mention the attribute called style, and we provide the property and the value for that particular element content. So that is going to be inline. The second, it is a internal style sheet. Third one is external. So students, whenever we going to work in a real time, mostly go with an external style sheet. That's going to help you. Okay. But if there is a scenario like we need to change only one or two element, then we can go with the inline or the internal. But most probably just go and work with the external style sheet. Clear? Fine. So we'll see one example. So for H1, let's see the inline. So let inline elements, or sorry, inline style sheet. So here I'm just adding the attribute called inline. If it is going to be an inline, we need to additionally add the attribute inline. Okay, let me give a different here. So let me give a border of 1 pixel, the width, and let me give a ridge. Let me give offset. The width, let's take some 10 pixels, okay? And the color we can give, okay, so I'm adding Dodger Blue. This is a inline style sheet. And next is internal. So how we can add internal style sheets? The internal means you need to mention style element. Here you can see the difference. In an inline, we will use a in that is style attribute. Okay, but when it goes to the in as an internal, so it is changed to style element. So we are mentioning in an element. So inside the element, we can give a different value. So let's consider I'm creating yes, ma. Any questions? Let's give like this. Li. Okay. So let's give about me projects experience work. Okay. So like this we have created. So now for this one, I'm just mentioning another list. Okay, I'm just providing the another list is going to be let's mention some background color for this first. Okay. And then I'm giving some color like white. And then let me give some border again, 10 pixel, solid, inset. Then go over the inset, and then else we can give blue. Okay, so that's all. So this is an internal style sheet. And what is called external style sheet means, so in the folder, you need to create one more file. Let's say I'm giving external, the file name is external dot CSS file. So for this one, again, go to the internal HTML, that is index.html. Here we need to include, we must include this line. What is the line? Link is a tag. It is not going to be the element. Okay. So just remember. So this is the link as a tag. I'm adding a relating. So relating as a style sheet. And then what is the file name? So file name we can mention within href. What's the file name? The file name is external.css file. That's all. Okay. So now here I will add some element. What element we can add? Okay, div container. Okay, inside the div container, let me give some heading. Hello CSS. Let's learn CSS. Okay. So like this I've given. So now I can go to the external CSS. Let me create a div container. Is my selector. Okay. So inside this, mm, I can add some extra things. But we can give the properties. Let's say text shadow 0 0 pixels, 10 pixel, and RGBA 255, 0, 0.5. And then here also I can get a border, so solid salmon. Instead of this one, I'm changing the style to be rich and give it as 10 pixel. Okay. So the error, okay. Here I need to add semicolon. That's all. So now we can see the output. Okay, like this we can create the things using an inline and internal and external. So what is the first one? What is the first one? That is inline. So inline, we have given a 10 a pixel as a border and the outside and the dodger blue. Okay. And for the external, that is for sorry, this is for inline, and the second one is internal. Internal means you need to mention within a style element and what is the element name and the property and the values. Okay, clear? And later to that, we have added the another new file. We have created new file that is called as external.css to link that CSS file with the HTML. Obviously, we need a link tag. Okay, using this, we can add the things. I hope everyone understood how we can work. You guys understand how what is the difference between the major difference between the internal, inline, and external. Is clear? Can I get thumbs up or say yes or no, so that we can move on to the selectors? What happened, ma? Why you guys are so silent? Understood? Yes or no? Okay, thank you, Sunil. Sunil alone, answering. What about the other students? Okay, okay, fine, ma. And next we can move with these are the difference I have mentioned, and see as a selectors. Screen is visible. CSS selector. CSS selectors means we can see universal element type selectors, ID selector, class selector, and grouping selector. Okay, first we'll see the definition of this. But it will take a long time. Okay, so selectors, if you say like to apply CSS to an element, you need to select it, right? If you want to, let's consider again the Word document. In a Word document, I'm giving my name as Uma. Okay, and I want to make some color. So if I want to make some color, if I'm not selecting my name, which is in the document, I'm simply selecting that colors. Will it apply? No, right? The same way here also, we need to select the element, and then um, again, we can mention the properties which we are going to give it to the content. So now we can see the examples of each and everything with the definition. So class selector means HTML element can have one or more items defined in this class attributes. So better we can go with an example. Think. Okay. Let me create a style element. I'm going to use an internal style sheet, or we can go with external because external will be the good real-time practice. So we can go with that. Okay. So now in the external.css file, let's give the values. I'm going to create a div container. So inside the div container, let's give some image. We'll take the same image. Okay. So src is a file name. Delimiter. Okay. It is going to be very, no. Okay, let's keep, we'll take it as a paragraph. The paragraph. So this is a first child element. This I can create a multiple. Second. Okay. So like this, I have given multiple paragraphs, and the above I can give this is a parent element. Again, I'm here using the this is a parent element. Okay. And one more here inside this parent element. Let me create the another paragraph. So this is grandchild. Clear? So this is how we have created. So now we can apply the different selectors. So first we can go with the element selector. I'm going here. I'm creating an external.css index.html paragraph. So let's create. I'm going to give some property for my paragraph element. Okay. Um, let's say, and we can give okay this time font family cursive and then font size. I'm increasing it. Okay. So let's give 70 pixels. Color is going to be text color. Let's give brown. Background. Okay. So like this, I've given some set of properties. Now we can see. So you can see it has been applied for all the elements, right? It has been applied for the all the elements. But when it comes to here, so now I'm going to use a class. Okay. So let's say I'm just going to change some properties. Let's say let's give it as or we can give a first. So this is going to be repeated here. A class is equals to first. 1 minute more, students. Okay, so I have two classes. That is the same class. So for class, you need to give it as dot first. So dot first inside this. Let me change the background color, or let's add something else. The other property, okay, letter spacing, something like that, or text decoration. I'm going to add some text decorations here. Let's go with wavy. It has not been applied. 1 minute. We give text decoration, color, let's give 1 minute. Okay, now we can check. Think better we can give it as the other. We can check the other decoration. Text decoration. Line through. I don't want this content, so let yeah. So it has been applied for only for the that particular two classes. Okay. So the class element is nothing but the PPT. I can show you the detail of it. Class element means can have one or more items defined in the same class attribute. So that is going to be what? The class element. So if I'm trying to create one button, let's say, example, they have given button. So let's try that. So here they have one button. Okay. And let me give a name to be submit. The type is here. We don't want to mention. Okay. Let's give it as button. And the class I'm going to add is class is equals to what? First. I apply the same thing. So here you can see the button, the text has been striked out. Clear? So that is about the class element. So when it comes to the ID that is selector. So ID selector means it can be applied only for one element. Let's say the ID element with an ID attribute should be the only element on a page with that ID value. So one element should have one ID, a different ID. Okay, you select the element with an ID selectors is like this. Example, if you have an ID as rad, so rad will have this border and property. Okay, so let's see the example. So here I have a different element called span. Only span can have this ID. Let me give this to be a grant. Giving a name to be what? Grant. Go to the external .css file and add grant, right? So then as grant. Here we can apply some different properties. Let's say line height. We can give word space. Word spacing 30 pixels. Okay, only for span elements. So now we can check in the output. Here we have applied for this one, right? So you can see the space between this and this. So we can also increase the space a little bit. So I can give it as 100. Refresh this. Here you can see the space. Okay. So it has been applied only for one element. And the grouping selector, the selector does not have to match only a single element. You can group multiple selector by creating them with commas. Okay. So let's see how we can do this. Go here. Okay. So I have three elements, right? Let's say I have a button and I have div. Okay, let's paragraph and one more thing, a span element. Okay. I need the same thing here. Let's take background color already we have applied. What else we can give? Okay, let's give a text shadow. Text shadow for all the content. Don't want any access values for the horizontal and vertical. Let me give 10 pixel for the blur option and then some colors, right? So let me go with RGB here again. Like I want some green in color. Okay, so 0, comma 255, comma 0, comma, and then let's say 0.5. So now you can see at the outer, the text, shadow color has been changed. We can give some bright color, otherwise, maybe understand what color. Let's keep blue. Can you see the difference? Okay. So this is called as a grouping selector. And the universal selector is nothing but you can apply for all the elements. It will be applicable for all the elements. Let's say in the output, we can see some, the gap is there. Some padding space is there and the margin space is there. So to avoid it, I can give asterisk. Asterisk is a universal selector. So here we mention margin to be 0 and padding to be 0 pixels. Okay. If it is 0, you don't want to mention the units. You can skip it. Okay. So it has been covered. All the paddings and the margin has been disappeared. Here. And the finally, the attribute selector. So what is called attribute selector in a sense? For example, if you want to mention any attribute in between, see here, here in this example, they have added data hyphen type is equals to primary. So if this is the case, then we'll be adding some colors or whatever it may be. So that will be applied for it. So let's try this, the colors, everything. Let me go to the div. Where is the div? Here, I can add the data type as equals to primary. Okay. And then for this one, I can mention the value. So, but how they are mentioning? They're mentioning within the square brackets. Okay, in the square brackets, you need to mention. Let's say, go here and give data type, and then if you don't have any value, specific value, just you can give it like this, a data type, and then what you want to change. What property I can give? Want to wait. Text declaration. Actually, this text declaration is not implementing here. So let me go with some other. So here they have given color, right? So let's go with a color to be okay. This alone now we can see it in the next session, ma. Okay, because it's already 7:53. Right. Stop the recording. And today also, guys, please don't give the old roll numbers. Okay, today I have updated with some details. So today you will be having a different roll number. So please check the chat box and give the proper number. Clear, everyone? Yes or no, ma? Please give me some response, ma, because this is going to be your attendance part. This is your attendance. Okay, I'll share you the 1 minute.